So it's Hallertau Herzberger,
Hallertau Herzberger.
Hallertau Mittelfru,
Hallertau Mittelfru.
and then Tetning,
Tetning.
Spalter,
Spalter.
and Sass.
Sass. You gotta make the hand movements like you're holding orders.
I'm not entirely sure trying to be German or Japanese.
Coming at you live from the Sacramento Hive. I shaved.
You are not Josh.
I might be.
There's a little boy underneath every man's beard. There's one right there. Welcome to local Beer.Buzz. We talk about those epic, hyped up beers in your neighborhood or our neighborhood that are the best to drink. Today we're talking about New Helvetia Brewing Company. Where are they located?
They are located at 1730 Broadway in Sacramento, and they were established in 2012.
They're one of the older ones out here, but I mean, not really the older. I mean, I guess Rubicon and River City were the oldest, but Rubicon is gone.
Yo, they're the OGs.
The OGs, and then River City kind of moved to Carmichael, so they are one of the older, newer breweries. All right, Josh, what beer are we trying today?
I'm glad you asked, John. Today we are trying Gucci Slides, which is an Italian-style Pilsner at 4.9% ABV. This was double dry hopped with German Tetning.
Oh, wow. Tetning hops. It's one of the 5 noble hops from Germany. There's Spalter, Hallertau Herzberger, Hallertau Mittelfru, and Tetning, and then Sass. They're all very aromatic hops.
I feel like when you say them, you need to say them with a little bit more gusto. Like, Hallertau Mittelfru or Tetning. Well, now that we've gone over the noblest of hops, we are now going to pour this beer. And while I do that, John's going to go over our grading rubric with you guys.
All right, let's talk about how we grade these beers. We grade on a 5-point scale. The first is appearance, the second aroma, third is flavor, fourth is mouthfeel, and fifth is overall impression. Did we like this beer? We also rank the beer on a 6-point scale. From sandbag this beer, which is leave it behind, to would I tattoo this beer on my face because it's that crazy good.
Alrighty, let's take a look at this beer. Just holy moly, look how clear that beer is.
Yeah, it's actually surprising. We've had Pilsners before that have been clear, but they've been maybe a little bit foggy or some chill haze. This one is just crystal clear.
Beautifully clear. Like, this, the only word I could use to describe this is beautiful.
And the color on it is a very nice gold Pilsner color. The only thing that I would say that kind of throws me is generally when you see a Pilsner, you want to see like these little tiny bubbles, like beads moving constantly up and down through the glass. And I'm getting almost none of that.
I'm more interested in the taste than the bubbles.
But the look and the basically the bubbles have to do with if it was actually lagered properly. So if it was lagered for months and months, basically that extra pressure is going to compress like the yeast, and it's going to produce these little tiny like steady stream of bubbles. Gotcha. And it's something that you look for in Pilsners always. And this just, it pours really nice. It's very clean. It's filtered well, but it doesn't.
The bubbles just cleared out really quickly too.
Yeah, it has a
I see what you're saying. That extra pressure would make that head retention just stay a lot better, right?
Yeah, but it also gives it like a crisper like mouthfeel because you're definitely, because there's basically a different carbonation. Generally, a Pilsner or a lager has got a higher carbonation to it than if we're drinking like a pale ale or a porter or like a, any other kind of beer, maybe even a sour.
Gotcha. Let's give this a whip. God, it smells so good. I love the smell of German beer, but especially Pilsners. It's like, it just smells like bread. It smells like baking bread.
I don't know. I'd say I definitely get like a floral smell with this, but again, I would say that like I want to say we tried one that was dry hopped not that long ago, and generally a dry hopped one we were looking for a huge aroma, and it didn't have hardly any aroma.
This has a nice aroma. Like you get that hop aroma in there a little bit.
But this one was double dry hopped, and I'm getting. There's a little bit of aroma to it, but it's not that much for how much hops should have been in this beer. So it's kind of, I'd say it's discouraging.
We're off to a rocky start, folks. I actually really like that. It's nice and smooth. Tastes, like a Pilsner. It's nice and bready. You taste like the grain. I like it. I really like this beer.
I would say this is definitely more like a classic German Pilsner. A lot of times you get American Pilsners or American, basically trying to do a German Pilsner, but they don't bitter it enough because German Pilsner is actually quite bitter. And this is got a nice bitterness to it.
It does, yeah, I enjoy that. Do you get like that almost yeasty flavor in there? I'm getting a little bit of a yeasty flavor. I wonder if that's just me or...
I'm getting definitely like some spiciness from the Tettnang hops. They tend to be very spicy.
Maybe I'm confusing that for the yeasty flavor.
I mean, I would say like the aroma is like light malt with, you know, just a really small like floral, like maybe a little bit of like herbal like scent, but it's very mellow. And then the flavor is like, you know, light malt, a nice bitterness, and then a clean kind of crisp finish on the sides of your mouth. I don't really get a whole lot of character in this. You apparently really like it though. You're almost done.
I didn't taste really any off flavors. It was pretty much what I was expecting from a Pilsner that looked like that. I was probably expecting a little bit more hop flavor because it says double dry hop, but again, it was double dry hop with a noble hop, so it's really just that bitterness that I expected, and it was there. So I guess, you know, this beer gave me everything I expected. If I had to rate it, I would say a 4-pack.
I would have to agree. I think that if this actually lagered a little longer, it'd probably be a much better beer. Or if it was a dry hop kind of aroma to it, I think I would like it more. But not a bad beer. Very, very drinkable. Very good.
It's nice and earthy. I do get that earthiness to it. You know how I like my grass.
Definitely, I would also rate it a 4-pack. Thanks to you, Helvetia.
Woo! Cheers. What's next?
Next, we have Nobody Cries on a Jet Ski. West Coast IPA, 6.6% ABV with Mosaic and Amarillo hops. Sounds delicious.
Alrighty, let's take a look at this one. It's a little bit darker than the other one, but wow, look at how clear that is. That is really clear, and that's exactly how I want my West Coast to look. I mean, it's nice and clear. It's got that nice golden color. There's a lot more head on this one than the last one.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because we've had a lot of West Coast so far, and this one is crystal clear like the West Coast that we're looking for.
It should be this clear.
It should be this clear. The last ones that we've had have just been kind of hazy, and it's just kind of like, are you making a hazy but not really thick hazy, or are you making a West Coast? Because this is a real West Coast right here. Like
you could see through this like water.
Yeah, next time you want to make a clear West Coast IPA, hit up New Helvetia.
Yeah, and you guys, to everyone else, it's okay to call it a hazy West Coast. Just don't call it a West Coast if it's hazy.
Yeah, don't lie to us.
Oh my gosh, this aroma, just oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm definitely like getting this, like it's
Amarillo all the way. Like,
well, it's Amarillo and Mosaic, so they're both like very citrusy hops. Whereas Mosaic definitely has like some blueberry. It has like some like tropical aroma in there, and whereas Amarillo can be very grapefruit and like just hardcore grassy citrusy.
Yeah. So I really like the scent of Amarillo, which is why I'm just like sniffing this in. Yeah, I'm in heaven right here just sniffing this beer.
All right, I'm diving into this one.
Yeah, let's drink this. Oh, that's so good.
Does not disappoint.
Definitely not. It's nice and smooth. It's dry, like a West Coast should be. This screams West Coast. This is like how every West Coast should be.
Yeah, it's got a nice potent bitterness and then clean beer that goes down, a little bit of a malty character, but it's not thin, it's not too thick, it's just right, and it's got tons of like citrusy hoppy flavor.
Yeah,
it's great. This is a perfect beer.
It really is. Wow. I really like this. It's thick in all the right ways.
Thick with 2 C's.
Yeah, like you're right. It's not too thin. It's not too thick.
I don't think they listed how bitter it was on the can. The can looks kind of cool, by the way. Kind of like cheesy 80s. But it doesn't list how many IBUs are in it, which is actually kind of annoying because it's kind of a new fad right now where they're not listing IBUs.
No one's listing their IBUs.
And you can tell right away that this has a nice resinous, like, bitterness to it, which I like, which is a classic West Coast IPA. But for someone that is used to juicy IPAs, if they were to buy this, they would probably spit it out.
Yeah. Do you get that pininess in here?
Yeah, it's got a very
really
nice, like,
piney.
pine, I would say that pine is kind of a resiny ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really, I love it. I love that piney resinous flavor. It really just kind of coats your throat too. Like it's.
Yeah, this is great. They did a great job. This is a beer that I would have a keg of easy.
Same. I was gonna say I wouldn't tattoo it, but I'd keg this easy.
Mm-hmm.
I want this on tap at my house all the time.
Yeah, great job. Another epic beer.
Cheers.
All right, Josh, what are we drinking next?
Next, we're drinking Plato, which is a double hazy IPA, 8.4%, hopped with Nelson Sauvin, Helvetia Blanc, and Citra.
Wow, that was pretty intense. I was just hoping for like some Plato that we could just play with, but well,
I also enjoy Plato.
yeah, we're gonna have some intense hops and some intense beer apparently.
I'm very excited. While I crack this beer open, John's got something to tell you.
Today I'm going to talk to you about Hop Hero Homebrew Supply. Check it out. Our website is www.hophero.com, or you can find us in Sacramento at 2947 Ramona Avenue, Suite B1. We have beer making supplies, wine making supplies, basically supplies for just about anything that you want to make at home. We also have cheese making supplies and classes on how to do other things like making sauerkraut or hot sauce. Check us out again, www.hophero.com.
Wait, you have hot sauce classes?
Yeah, they're dope. If you want to learn how to make hot sauce, make cheese, make cider, make all things amazing, come by. We'll hook it up.
Alrighty, take a look at this color. This is a nice orange, juicy, hazy color.
Yeah, it's what I'm looking for. It's kind of yellow. It's just like a yellow, light peach color maybe.
We're gonna have to get another one of these for our beer mosas.
Beer mosas, yes. An episode coming soon. Beer mosas, probably one of our Spitzer shows, which are one of our shows that land in the middle of the week. A very citrusy, like kind of tropical aroma, but it's not in your face. It's not all over. That first one we popped the can, and he's sitting over there, and he's like, "What did you just open?"
Yeah, I smelled it from across the room, and I kind of expected this one to be a little bit more potent. I'm hoping the flavor is a bit more potent than it smells.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, and it looks good. It looks super juicy and hazy, so...
Off to an okay start.
Yeah, off to an okay start.
Alright, let's taste this. Oh, yeah, that is packing flavor. That is actually really good.
Wow.
Really tropical and citrusy. I got a lot of pineapple in there.
This is a double, right?
Yeah, this is a double hazy.
I'm getting actually, I'm tasting alcohol on it, which is not really something that I'm looking for in a hazy generally. So I get basically layers of juice, pineapple, some a little bit of apricot and a little bit of mango flavor, and then I just get alcohol and then citrus. It's a little, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of in waves for me. I'd say it's good, not that great, and then it's good.
It's warm. It's really warm. I don't taste the alcohol per se, but I do feel the warmness
that
of
hotness
it.
of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it hot. I just call it warm. I in some beers you taste straight ethanol. I don't taste that in this, and it doesn't burn me. It just kind of it's present. It's not.
Yeah, it's definitely the alcohol. There's definitely a strong alcohol presence, and it's almost kind of this I don't know. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite.
Let's see how balanced this beer is.
Yeah, is that beer balanced?
Beer is balanced.
It's a balanced beer. You pulled it off.
I actually really, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I mean, I'd finish the beer, I'd finish it. I probably wouldn't order it again.
I would say I might order a second one, but I don't know that. I'd say that the presence of the alcohol, just that it's so strong in there.
It's a little off-putting.
Yeah, it's kind of throwing me off. It doesn't have quite the aroma that I want in like a hazy beer. It does have a nice juice profile, and it does kind of finish with like a kind of a really nice like citrusy like zing. But somewhere in the middle, there's just something that throws me off, and I think it's that alcohol being so present in the flavor.
I do really like the tropicalness of this. Like, I'm getting pineapple and some apricot, other types of stone fruit in there that I can't name. But, you know, again, it is really warm. And when I'm drinking a beer, I want it to be nice and refreshing. I don't necessarily want it to warm me up. So, you know, you listed off a bunch of German hops before that started with Helvetia. So, you know, Helvetia Blanc wasn't one of the ones that you listed off. Is that a noble hop, or like what is Helvetia Blanc?
Helvetia Blanc is actually a newer variety. It just has more kind of tropical flavors, citrusy flavors, and depending on like, you know, how you use it, it has kind of a gooseberry kind of like white Chardonnay kind of flavor to it too. Also similar to the Nelson Sauvin.
Gotcha. So would you say that the Helvetia is the new kid on the Blanc?
Yeah, it's a new kid on the Blanc.
Helvetia Blanc!
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, we are localbeer.buzz. Check us out.